All right, greetings. So, turn up the video speed. Whenever I hear this line, I know I'm dealing with a mental midget. And tell me you're lazy without saying you're lazy. And what's that line? Most wealth is inherited. That totally explains why you didn't bother to try in your life. I mean, what? Did you try? You failed, and then you never tried again. Maybe you became a Bernie bro, and then after the election, you kept your money. Feel the burn. I see a lot of opportunity in the world these days. I look back at the history of mankind and just how brutal and how hard things were. The fact that you could be growing a crop and a bad storm could come and wipe out part of the crop, and most of your family could starve. Diseases that took us out, before we were like mid 30s. I mean, some people made it to 40. Oh man, that's an old man. And what about the cases where like the warlord comes over the hill and sacks the village? Yeah, we got it really goddamn good these days. I mean, think about this for a second. You can take $20, go to the Dollar Tree and get enough food for an entire week. And somehow, it's so hard. Oh my God, it's unfair that someone else has more than me. You know what that sounds like to me? That kid over there got a Charizard and all I got was a Bellsprout. So, do what you can with what you got. And, I've seen people from all over the world. I drove truck for a number of years, looking forward to going back to it. And, guys that come from countries where all they had was a suitcase. They came here legally, they got their CDL, and they're out there driving. They're living super cheap, saving their money, and they go back to their home country, live like a king after working for a handful of years. And hell, I've said many a times, retirement by the age of 30. Just invest when you're young, let compound interest make you rich. Not that complicated. It's not like the rich are hiding that from you. No, most of you never try. And by the time you figure out to try, you get to the point where you're old and now you're just bitter and mad that somebody else has more. And I got to tell you, I saw this growing up in the Northwest. I had a buddy that used to live in this hippie commune. And I ran into a lot of these deadhead skulls full of mush people. The system, man, is to hold us back. Capitalism is wrong. It's a bunch of fucking slogans, taglines, pre-canned, just like, most wealth is inherited. Same line of thinking. Coveting what other people have versus actually building what you could have. And look, I get it. You want to live in the city? Well, guess what? The city's overpriced. The city's overpriced, and I remember when a lot of the West Coast was a beautiful place. Now you go drive by on those freeways and you see, okay, I got to be real. A lot of the homeless people would take the time to all have the same color of tarp. It would look a lot better. Like, maybe all green or something. Nice green that matches the lawn. That way it doesn't look like our cities are covered in herpes pockmarks, okay? I don't know why you want to stay there, but you're obsessed with it. Oh, I want to be where the people are and the image and this, and maybe that's all you've got. But this is a great era to be alive, and the fact that you're screwing it up so bad, that's on you. I mean, I've seen disabled people have real issues, and they conquer their situation, become great people. Then there's you with no disabilities. And I got a suggestion for you. I actually made a video not so long ago, how to fake crazy and get a check from the government. I had like 5 friends back on the West Coast that pulled that move. That's what you need to do. But don't run around telling the world that it's unfair that somebody else has more than you when you haven't tried. Or you tried and gave up and decided, the game's rigged, man. I'm never going to try again. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes when I look at this world, I understand why the 1%, even if they wanted to teach most of you, you wouldn't listen. And at this point, I could totally understand why they'd be like, yeah, let's drop the neutron bomb. And here's a classic from some of you guys. You guys ever heard of the band The Dead Kennedys? What was the first song from the album Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables? Maybe that's the solution in the long run. Either that or Terminator waifus. Because why would they want to pay for UBI for a bunch of deadheads that never did a damn thing? I'm just saying, you got the opportunity, do something. Otherwise, it's on you. Well, anyhow, This is Freedom Phil. Like, subscribe. Always turn up the video speed. Have a good one.